I changed my mind about flushing plants. Let's talk about it. For anyone unfamiliar with flushing, the basic idea is pretty simple. And just to clarify, I'm talking about flushing plants before harvesting, not flushing plants mid-cycle. Near the end of flowering, many growers stop feeding nutrients and switch to plain water for anywhere from a few days to a couple weeks before harvest. Either that, or some growers will run a large amount of water through the medium a week or two before harvest to reduce the amount of nutrients in the medium. The belief was this helps remove excess nutrients from the plant, resulting in a smoother smoke, better flavor, and overall higher quality buds. And honestly, when I first started growing, that explanation made sense to me, and I flush my plants before harvest every run. If there are excess nutrients in the plant, then stopping nutrients before harvest should give the plant time to use them up, right? That was the thinking. The problem is that for years, most of the recommendations around flushing were based on personal experiences, rather than controlled studies. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it does make it difficult to separate what we know from what we assume. The biggest thing that changed my perspective was looking at the available research. One of the most talked about studies on this topic came from Arc Screen Technologies, where researchers compared plants that were flushed for different lengths of time before harvest. They looked at yield, cannabinoid content, mineral content, and even a blind consumption test from a sensory panel. What surprised a lot of growers was the study didn't find significant differences in mineral content within the plant between the different lengths of flushing: 7-day flush, 10-day flush, 14-day flush, 0-day flush. No significant differences in mineral content. In other words, withholding nutrients before harvest didn't appear to dramatically reduce the amount of minerals present in the buds. Now, one study doesn't settle the entire debate, right? No single study ever does. Science is repeatable. The study would have to be done over and over again with the same results. But it did make me step back and ask myself whether flushing was actually doing what many of us thought it was doing. Because if the minerals are still there and the quality differences aren't obvious, then maybe the story is more complicated than we originally thought. Do me a favor, click that like button if you're still with me. It helps more than you might think. Today, my thoughts on flushing are a lot different than they were 10 or 15 years ago. I no longer look at flushing as something that every grower absolutely needs to do before harvest. I also don't think it's the secret to producing top shelf flower. At the same time, I don't think the answer is simply never flush. For example, if a grower has been feeding heavily throughout flowering and the plants are showing signs of excess nutrients like nitrogen toxicity, reducing the nutrient inputs near the end may make sense. If runoff EC is extremely high, adjustments may make sense. If a grower wants to taper down feeding as the plant approaches harvest, that's a reasonable approach too. But that's very different from saying that every plant needs 10 to 14 days of plain water before harvest, regardless of how it was grown. To me, those are two completely different conversations. One is making adjustments based on what the plant is doing. The other is blindly following a rule because that's what everyone else has always done. Honestly, when I look back at my own grows over the years, I think there are bigger factors that affect quality than whether or not the plant was flushed. Harvest timing is a big one. Drying conditions are huge. The cure matters a lot too. Genetics, the environment during the grow, and overall plant health all play a role as well. Again, it's not just one thing that will give you top shelf quality, it's many things. One reason I think flushing remains such a controversial topic is because it's incredibly difficult to isolate variables. Every grow is different. The genetics are different. There are many different types of nutrient programs out there. Everyone's environment is different. And let's not forget the different growing mediums. And because of that, it's easy to draw conclusions that may not actually be accurate. A grower flushes before harvest and has a great result. The assumption is that the flushing was what was responsible. Another grower doesn't flush and also has a great result. The assumption is that flushing doesn't matter. The reality is that there are dozens of variables changing at the same time. And that's what makes this topic so difficult to study and so easy to argue about. So where do I stand today? I don't view flushing as a requirement. I don't think growers should panic if they don't flush, and I don't think flushing is the difference between mids and top shelf. What I focus on today is growing healthy plants from start to finish, harvesting at the right time, creating a proper drying environment, and then nailing the cure. Those are the areas where I've consistently seen biggest improvements over the years. And if I had to choose between perfecting my dry or cure, or worrying about whether I flushed for 10 days versus 14 days, I'd focus on the dry and cure every single time. What are your thoughts on flushing? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you scan this QR code on the screen right here, you can sign up to my email list where I announce when I have special releases going on. If you want to keep watching videos like this one, check out this playlist right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.